factory. You guys have worked so hard this year. Truly deserve it. I'm so proud to be a part of it. Thank you.
Okay, Lewis. I think you've done it, mate. Just need to see what Nico does. That is it. World champion, pal. World champion.
That was. Oh, I didn't wait 2 minutes. Hello everyone, welcome to round 5, Austria reverse. We're just having a few people struggling to get in the lobby for whatever reason. I think we're waiting on Jordan. Yeah, just waiting on Jordan. Just add everyone. Just add anyone we send. Not so sure. Oh, Jordan Bynes is back. Today is Austria round 5. We're still waiting for whatever reason. Carl's here, Mike's here. And we're readying up. Baby Paul. first one to go out. My guess it will be Vries. We'll ride on board with whoever comes out first. If anyone is going to leave the pits, that is. I hope they do. But today's Austria reversed. It was one of the three. It's better than Zandvoort. And we're on with Matthew Robinson as he's known. So driver standings, as it stands, you've got Zhao in P1 after finishing, I think, second last week. Oh no, it was Vries P1 last week, followed by Charlie Roberts. Then you had myself, Clarke, but your championship leader is Zhao. This is Matthew's first race in F5. And then you've got Che behind us. And a Red Bull. So we'll ride on board with Matthew. But the championship rundown is Bastien is second after his win last week. Charlie jumps up to third after a very, very strong session. And we're still completing the outlap. Does, and then Leo, obviously. Oh, it's a 105.8. The volume of the cars, which is great. Which is stunning. It'd be very helpful if this actually had, I think, but it doesn't. Why can't I turn the volume down on the game? I do not know. Yeah, I'm trying to fix it now. Whoever's been on this before has got rid of it all, which is great. That is very, very good, and we're missing some valuable laps now. I don't know why they get rid of it, but they have. They've got rid of the audio balance. But I can't change that. I'm just going to have to turn the volume down the cars, which just isn't fair, but setting the fastest lap. Just go into master volume. Right, that should be a bit better. Let me know. So Vree's leading the way, followed by Zhao. Them two obviously battling out at the very, very top. Charlie setting in a nice banker in P5, but in P3 in standings. I think Susha must have been validated. Nick yet to set one. And Jordan is here, still in the pits. So right, everyone's coming into the pits except Zolf. Zolf will be going on his outlap. Yeah, I've turned them down now, Mark, I rather now. Only a little. Alright, no issue. I'll turn them down to 4, if that works out better. Just warming his tyres up, following the Alpine of Charlie Roberts, who I can only assume... No, it's not the Alpine of Charlie Roberts. Right, let's get back on board with Zolf for his lap. He's about to start it. He's going to be looking for the mid 105s, just to set a nice banker, still 10 minutes left of the session. Turns it in nicely, wants to go full flat round here. Going into 6th. A Red Bull just getting out of the way. Going uphill instead of downhill. Turns the car in nicely. Not too much curb, bit of oversteer. DRS open. He's on hot lap, not using overtake. He wants to brake nice and early here. Turn the car in. Very, very well done. Now he's using his overtake on the straight. Again, you need to turn your car in just on the cusp. And you gain the most time down here. Turning left. Does it very well. Hits the curb though. It's a very, very good lap from Zolf. I told you, mid 1.5s. That'll do. That'll do now. Sweet, improving. He's going to go to P5. Is there any more people on the laps? We've got Vrees on an outlap about to start one. But before that, there is Leo, the Williams getting out of the way. The Williams now following him, hoping for a tour on the next lap. But this year, obviously, the dirtier Daddy Zolf, as someone has said, Bashir. He said Daddy Zolf. Can he improve his sector 2? Mind you, he's only set a 106, so he'll be open to. Turning in nice and early. Left a bit more on the table there. And here we go, the final corner. The run down main straight. I'm going to set a high 105. Vrees improving marginally. Mind you, there's still 8 minutes of quali. Yellow flag in sector 1. Using every ounce of his battery, and it's 105 practically flat. Is that a Mercedes coming across the line? No, he's into the pits. Riding on board with Matt now on an outlap. Is Zolf going again? That is the question. Doesn't look that way, he's in none. There's a Red Bull. He could be going again, he's in hot lap. Leo going for back to back. Again leaving a bit more on table, couldn't get that car turned in, loses a lot of speed in the final part of sector 2. He's 1 second down. He won't improve this lap. So we'll go ride on board with Matthew. Very nicely done into T1. And T2, getting a lot of the curb but carrying a lot of speed. I think Zolf's going again behind him. Oh no, it's Zhao. Purple in sector 1, 4/10 improvement. Taking the start of sector 2 very wide though. See how that fares. It's nicely done. We've got Jordan that's retired very early. Can't remember if he said he were having some difficulties with his PC. I could be wrong. Matthew, back to finish his sector 2, and he goes very wide. He has to slow that car right down, not enough speed carried through there. He won't be happy with himself. He's still improving though. He's still improving, but lost a lot of time in that sector 2. Very nicely done. Let's see how far he can improve here. He's going to put himself to P2, and there is a lot of time left on that table. Here we go, Zhao into sector 3. Well, the final corner. Where's he going to put it? He's going to put himself P3. But you can't help but feel Matthew lost all his time in sector 2 there. But we're going to look, I think we're going to see a 1:04.5 for Paul. We've got Charlie on a lap, just starting his lap. Zolf being cheered on by the chat. But Charlie finishing P2 last week, climbing from P7, but it might have been P6. He's improved by 2/10. He's going to get some dirty air off the car in front at the start of sector 2. Nicely done. Going into the straight. The DRS zone. Can he get this car stopped and turned? He can, it's very well done. A bit of rear right slide. We won't mind that. He's up a full second. Full 1 second and a 10th. He's going to fling his car now into the final straight. It's going to be a massive improvement for Charlie here. Is he going to be the first? Oh, there we go. Paul, first one into the fours. And Zhao's going again in medium. And he's improving. He is improving. I think Chair's on a lap as well. But he'll be coming across the line just behind Zhao. We'll have a look at him soon. We've got Leo on a lap. Let's see if he can improve his sector 2. He's got to get it stopped, turned in. He's gone down to first gear. He wanted to be in second there. But an improvement by a 10th. Going into the final sector in the final corner. A lot of people tend to prefer that corner in 2. Carry more speed and momentum. It's going to be an improvement by a 10th, but let's go and have a look at Chair. Chair's improving by a full second going into the final sector. No battery, but he's got enough for the rundown for the final. And he improved by a full second, but his time is still very slow compared to the rest. And then we've got Leo crossing the line, the 10th. That's going to put him, where is he going to put him? He's going to keep him P8. Down by 2/10 on his personal best. And who is out now? We've got an out lap from Sushil. We're just about to start a lap. Let's watch Sushil. The first corner. Very nice. Very nice. Very slidey though. A lot of pace, a lot of use of the curbs. Yeah, Red flag in sector 2. That is Che getting out the way for Leo. He's up 2/10. Can he break it into the fours now? It's a purple sector 1. Can he get into the fours? Can he knock Charlie off pole? Remember, everyone's going to go again on fresh tyres. We've got Nick Hill. Stopped in sector 1. And he's going to take this corner in 2. Dare I say, perfect entry into that corner. And he's almost 4/10 up on his time. He looks like he's going to break into the fours, but Charlie, 5/10 clear. And again, a good final corner and a good exit and a good use of overtake. Is he going to get into the mid fours? He's going to knock Charlie off pole by 5,000ths of attempts. But he's going to want to get around now. He's going to want to get around, get into that pits and get fresh tyres. He's going to move out the way. We've got Zweet on an out lap. That'll be his final lap. We've got Nick Hill on a lap. Has he aborted it and he's going to wait? I think so. He's going to abort and wait. But we'll ride on board with Nick. Daddy's off for pole, Bash is saying. So Nick Hill's going to start his lap here. Obviously Jordan retired from the session. So we're riding on board with Nick. Taking that one in 3. Oh, very jittery on my screen. And there is a Red Bull behind him. I can only presume that he's Leo. And Leo is on an out lap, so he's alright. Cuts the grass, on the grass. Oh, Leo's trying to make an overtake. And he's pushed him off. And that's Nick. That's going to be the end for Nick Hill. And we've got Vrees on his final lap here. Oh no, he's aborted. He's aborted. So Matthew will ride on board with Nick Hill in the wall. He's gonna put Matthew off there. Don't know how much that's going to affect Matthew. Oh, there's Matthew's invalidated. That is a red. So that means invalidation. So here we go with Vrees. Who's going to take the line first? So that is going to be Matthew. Can't help but feel it's not got a checkered flag, but he's down on his time. So Leo has finished. Nick Hill's going to finish. Che's not on a lap. So we've got Sushil Paul. And he's attempts down. Into the final corner. He's flinging it. He's carrying a lot of pace. Can he improve? He can't. His teammate 3/10 down on his personal best. Can he improve? He cannot. And here we go with Vrees. And it didn't say if he was above his personal best or not. So we're only going to have to find out by the line. Can Vrees knock him off pole and separate the Alpines? He can't. So it looks like Sushil's going to take pole followed by Charlie. And then you've got Bastian sitting P3. This track is awful in reverse. We've got Zolf P4, Matt P5, Zhao P7, and that's going to give Bastian a lot of room. There's 4 cars in between them, don't forget. Well, 3 cars in between them. And Charlie P2, chasing down the front runners. So Charlie's going to be very, very happy. 5,000ths off pole. Nick Hill just got unfortunate there, really. Jordan obviously retired early. Che, I don't think he bettered his second lap. So from P1 to P7 it is very, very close, especially P1 and 2. 5,000 separate the Alpine. They're going to be very happy coming into the constructors. So I've just been told they're going to do a session restart. So this is going to be fun to watch. But Bart is very, very, very happy taking Paul. Nico is apologising to Che. I don't know if he blocked Che's final lap. So it looks like we're going to have a restart. So it says waiting for players. Oh. Right. Oh, and there's the Alpine. There is the Alpine. Just wings flying everywhere. Oh, and there goes Leo Sushel out. Oh, they're all just hugging each other now. So we are going to have a restart, obviously. Everyone has fresh tyres then. I don't know the reasons behind the restart. Bastian getting disqualified for blocking in the pit lane. I don't think anyone was in the pit lane. Oh. I don't know. I think that was Bastian there. Swinging it into the side. I don't know if people have got the motto about the restart. Nick Hill is leading. I think that's going to be the one and only time we see him lead. And that is him out. He turns onto the grass. And now cheerleading. I don't know if these guys have... Obviously, Darius was the one that called it. There we go. And it's just Jordan now. We're still just waiting on Jordan. We're still just waiting on Jordan. And Jordan's just going to take the track on by himself. I think there is a safety car out. I think the virtual safety car is a lie. But Jordan has clearly not got the motto of a restart, because he's currently just driving around the track on his own. I don't know what he must be thinking. Obviously, he's seen everyone DNF behind him. But he's still just driving around. Is Jordan... I think we're just going to set up a new lobby. It looks that way. And he's caught to the safety car. He's just driving, following the safety car on himself, by himself. So he is here because he is driving. It's not his AI. So I think. Oh, and Rance is now entered the chat. And we are going to get a new lobby going. And it gives us a chance to talk about last week's Hungary session. It's a good job someone screenshotted today's qualifying results. So we are going to talk about last week's. Bastian Vries ended up winning it, with Charlie second, myself P3, Clarky P4. I'm just going to wait for an invite for the new session. Rance is going to join. He's going to start at the back of the grid for missing quali. Jordan's still nowhere to be seen. Back to go on to the license. Jordan's added this. I will invite him into the race if he decides to, pick up his phone, or he's just going to realise that he's in a race of his own. some might say. Just driving around a safety car, but hey ho. Still 5 thousandths of a tenth to separate the Alpines is very, very, very on the cusp of marginal. Even if they tied the results, I think it was Barrett who set the time first, so he would have took Paul anyways. But people are still having a pop at Jordan because he is still apparently in that session. Sushil has now got to set up the session and wait for everyone to join to put them in the correct grid positions. But last week it was Bastian Vries who took it by 7 seconds, earning himself a nice 20-point cushion, taking him up to P2 in the standings. Charlie Roberts P2, and I believe he started P7. I could be very, very much wrong. No, Charlie started P7 and ended up finishing P2. A very, very good race from Charlie. I don't know if the safety car, when it happened, helped him with his strategy or not, but I believe he was just lightning quick. We had Bart setting the fastest lap, finishing P7. Me finishing P3. Callum P4. Zhou finished P5, and that is what has allowed Bastian and Charlie to start creeping up in the standings. And shit. So the order went Bastian, Charlie, you had Callum, Zhou, Daniel, Bart, who is Paul today, Darius or Zolf, who was P4, Manuel, who's not here, but he finished P9, Che P10, Rasmussen P11, Nico P12, and Jack P13, and that was last week's results. And today, Zhou finds himself in P7, chasing, obviously, I think it's either a 7 or a 9 point gap in the championship. I could be wrong. It's been updated. So he finds himself 9 points clear of Bastian, and he has to chase him now from 3 cars behind. Charlie is now P3 after last week's race by a point. So Charlie's going to be very, very much looking forward to this race and hoping he can gap the two. We've got Mohammed and Merited P4 and 5 in the championship, but they are not here. I believe they've been moved up. Daniel P6, and I could be wrong, but I don't think Daniel is here either. Daniel's not here today, so he's allowing, well, say Callum's not here today, but Che P7, so a good race from Che today. He could jump to P6. He's only a point behind, a point behind, but he would need a monumental race today to jump Merited in P5, P6, 11 points away from the Mercedes. Matthew is complaining about track limits. Zhou has told us 1 minute ago he was leaving, and Jordan is still going, and I think that's what we're all waiting for. We're just waiting for the green light to leave Jordan out of it. You've got Bart joining now. I think that might have been what we're waiting for, but I don't see Jordan's name there. No. Elliot is eager to get Jordan in. It just doesn't look that way. don't think we're going to get Jordan in. We've got 2 readies up. I was very, very confused seeing Sushil here. Not Sushil. Where's the other one? I can't remember. Right, they're complaining that someone's here. Oh. So Bart made the lobby for his friends, but we're going to get going now. The lobby's all set up. Jordan is probably still racing, and I presume after this race he'll still be in that lobby. We'll find out. But everyone's got the green lights ready up. Matthew's told me he wants to be called Angry Wrongson. I presume that's because he's not happy with the track limits. So we can call him Angry Wrongson. And I don't know where the Matthew Wrongson came from. I just joined and his name's just Matthew Wrongson, and I can only assume that is not his actual name. I can assume that he's called Matthew, but I don't think it's going to be his last name. I might be wrong. I could be very, very, very well wrong. Paul is here. Neo is still here. Jack Cooper. Mark needs to be clearer and louder if possible. It's not Jack. Whoever's used the Streamlabs before me has absolutely gutted the microphone settings. So that is not good for me. But Paul Bray is here. The magnificent man himself. I feel like Mark's been here from the start. He must be bored. I think he's working. So he must be bored at work. Still waiting for... Oh, Carl's still here. Carl's just been watching. Not a care world. He doesn't care to make a comment, you know, to make a conversation with myself. I presume that the track is now known for the donors, and we're going to get going here. We are on about F4 there, but F5 is now underway. Can Sushil get a good start? He does, but Charlie has that inside line. A lot of moves being made. Remeko making a move into P5. Matthew. Oh, and they get... Oh, I don't know what's gone on there. Apparently a lot of people losing places. So, Sushil leads the way. Vries looking to take Charlie. Remember, Vries is second. Charlie is third in the championship standings. So, a winner out of them two today could be the difference. And we're almost going to complete a full lap. I don't know if there is any damage on any of the cars. But Vries looking to close in on Charlie. There is a move at the back. Angry Ink. An angry Danish driver. Oh, there's a big move from the Ferrari. Lets his teammate back through in Zhou. Zolf now taking a place. Remeko taking a place from Zolf. And he's free. He's going to look for it on the inside. He is. And he's up to P2. Charlie's going to be kicking himself leaving him the room there. And let's just check the tyres of everyone else's. Lap data. Enable telemetry. So, off the first lap, Zhou finding 2 places. Angry Wrongson finding 1. Charlie obviously is losing 1, which we just saw. And the Red Bull making 4. A very, very good start. And Zolf back up a place now. Let's see if this battle's going to continue. On the mediums, feel like most people have started on the mediums. Surely I can see the tyres. So you've got Charlie, who, as long as he can hold on to the front runners on that hard compound, he could be very, very alright. But that might be a track limits for Charlie there. And Zolf, after one lap, has now received 3 seconds. But we don't know. And the McLaren's off. The McLaren is off in Sector 2. Social extending that gap from Bastian. And Charlie just needs to keep in this DRS. As long as he finishes above Bastian today, he will jump him in the standings. But Zhou is your championship leader, sitting in P5, making two positions off the start. A bit of oversteer, setting him back there. JC saying everyone is here. Everyone is here. Oh, Carl was feeding the baby, but still had F5 on. And there is a big incident in Sector 2 involving... Oh, and he's off. Leo's off. So that goes through Angry Ink. And Remeco and the Red Bull fighting. The Red Bull taking the inside line. Remeco conceding. It's off in P6. And Charlie's still sitting in DRS here as Sushil increases his gap to Bastian. Bastian using all of his batteries to try and gain it back, but just can't. Whereas Sushil's sitting nice and comfortable with 57%. And the McLaren 8 seconds adrift at the back. But I wonder if Matthew's going to have a look on Charlie now. Charlie out of the DRS range of Bastian. And Charlie needs to keep fighting because Matthew's on the same compound as him. They're probably on the same strategy. The Red Bull makes an early pit. I can only presume he got wing damage from the battle in Sector 2 last lap. But the McLaren gaining a position, he's going to be happy with that. So here comes Matthew. Opens his DRS. Not using his battery just yet. He's not going to have a look. He's just going to sit nice and behind the Alpine. Bit slidey coming out of that corner. Charlie gaining a better exit, but... Oh, is Charlie going to look for a move on Bastian here? Charlie's closed in. So he was a second out in Sector 2. So unless Bastian's had a moment, because Bastian has lost 7/10 that last lap. So Bastian may well have had a moment. Bastian is now charging in front. And things are just playing into Charlie's favour here. Zhou closing in on Matthew. He needs to get that move done. Remember, he is your championship leader, 9 points. So a podium today would be massive for him. And Zolf with another penalty. So that takes him up to 6. I need to have a look at the penalty for Leo at the back. He's got a 3 second, which probably was track limits. So just let's get back onto the interval. So Charlie's still sitting behind Vries, letting Vries punch that hole in the air for him. He could prefer cleaner air, so he will be looking for a move on Vries. And is he going to look now? He is. He's going to look for it, and he gets it done. Can he get it stopped? And there's a contact. No damage on the end plate for Vries there, so his wing is fine. Charlie and Matthew has come through on Bastian as well. So has Bastian got damage on that end plate? He's got his end plate there. Remeco getting it. No, so Bastian, unless it's minor damage, but I don't think he does. But Charlie into P2, and as things stand, here we have Zhou. But as things stand, Charlie jumping into second in the championship and clawing a lot of points back on the man Zhou here. But he's going to look to get past Vries sooner or later. Not having a look there. Just goes a bit wide into that corner. And Matthew almost out of DRS. Charlie doing very well this race, but his teammate doing even better, bridging that gap. But you can't help but feel Charlie and Matthew choosing the hard compound at the very start. A bold strategy. Oh, and Charlie gets a 3-second penalty. So that plays in favour with Bastien and Zhao. With a 3-second penalty. Obviously, there's a lot of racing to go yet. And there's a yellow flag in Sector 2, and it is the McLaren. In the same way as he spun off in lap 1, he's off again. Let's go to the race leader. No, let's go to Zhao actually, because there was 3/10 there. And he's up. Bastien having a moment by the looks of things, because he did pull left on the straight, which is very unusual. But Zhao making the move, leading the championship, leading his competitor, and looking to chase Angry Wrongson. Can he get anything on the Aston Martin here? Charlie, he's cut 5/10 down on the leader. So unless Suchel is allowing him back in for a bit of DRS, helping his teammate, I don't know, but it's coming down. 7/10 come down since last lap now. And Zhao has been released by the looks of things. 2/10 off his personal best lap, but he is closing in on Matthew. And Vries just fading away. I wonder if the hard compound tyre is the best tyre on this reverse track, because I feel like Vries' tyres must be causing it, because Bastien is very, very quick driver, and his teammate Remeco getting through on Zolf, and they're going to go side by side, and it is a drag race, and Remeco wins that one. But we're just going to focus on the championship leader here, Zhao, sitting behind Matthew. Matthew won't let it go easy, he never does. And can you blame him? That wasn't me throwing a shot at Matthew. You don't want to give up a position too easily. But and it's the McLaren again in Sector 1. I can't help but feel he will get lapped very, very soon. But it's the participating that counts. And I would presume he's on wheel. I don't know how many people in this lobby are on wheel compared to controller. But Matthew getting a bit squiggly coming out, and it is allowed Zhao to start closing in a bit more. 3/10 the gap. Is he going to look for it on the inside here? He's not. He's going to be sensible. Matthew goes a bit wide compared to Zhao, but Zhao putting it into first gear, which allows Matthew to accelerate quickly. But at the front, Charlie is now within DRS range of Bart. And the McLaren getting out the way. Right, we saw blue flags waved. But when are we going to see our first pits? Because I can't help but feel that medium tyre, well, Vries is in the pits now, that medium tyre, unless he has wing damage, but Bastien's just faded away. And Bastien is a very fast driver, and there's another 3-second penalty for the Haas driver. And there is a big gap in the field. A big gap in the field. And Vries is going to come out just behind the Haas. So it's not as clean as he thought. There's no clean air there unless he passes him. And he has to make that move sooner or later, or his hard tyres will be graining. And the caution in Sector 2, it's the McLaren going slow. I can only assume he's letting people past. That is why the yellow flags are out. But Zhao still all over the back of Matthew. And we're going to start lap 11. Yeah, lap 11. And Charlie closing in on his teammate. Now, is his teammate going to let him past, or are they going to fight for position? I feel like if they were going to fight it, oh, Charlie's off again. The Red Bull into the pits. I can only help if they're going to fight. It'll be very, very relaxed, because they won't want to ruin each other's races. Zhou's still all over the back of Matthew. It's 4/10 the gap. No 6/10. So I wonder if Matthew is running a different wings to Zhou, because he closes in the corners, and another penalty for the Haas driver. But let's see the run that Charlie can have on his teammate here. And it's a nice corner, very well taken. I wonder if that were track limits though. I don't know. I don't know how close the track limits are. But he's going to get a nice run on his teammate here. And he's got his teammate's defending, and he's going to take it on the outside. Oh, his teammate wasn't defending. His teammate were going into the pits. So we've got a new race leader. We've got Charlie at the front, followed by Matt, who is, I think he's still in DRS. He's no longer in DRS. It is Zhou that's in DRS. Social in the pits, going on to the hard tyre. And I can only assume it is a one-stop round here, but drivers might try and do two and see how fast they are with cleaner air. We've got a lot of pit stops. We've got Remeco, we've got Zolf, we've got the Haas into the pits, and the Williams of the Danish driver. The McLaren has now retired. The Haas going on to softs, and I think that is a safety car. Everyone has slowed down, so I wonder if the McLaren has crashed. Obviously I can't spectate him, but I think it's a safety car, because there is a yellow car out. Let's go to the Haas, and it is a safety car. And Zhou's going to get a free pit stop here. Zhou will get a free pit stop. And Matthew's going to take the free pit stop as well. The only man that stayed out is Charlie. Is the Mercedes going to take the free pit stop? He's looking that way. It's looking like he's going to go for it. Sushel's going to... Is he going to come out in front? Let's have a look here. So Sushel's going to come down the straight. Oh, and the Mercedes has got a 10-second penalty. But Sushel has got the jump on the Aston Martin. So maybe the one lap down drivers haven't lost as much time as they thought, because that safety car came out very, very, very early into the lap 12. And I don't think they've lost out on much time there, because it came out very early and the Delta comes in there. So, the group is going to bunch up. That is the Red Bull back in the pits. 8 laps on his tyres, putting on fresh mediums. Charlie. He did all the hard work. He's done all the hard work. He got past his teammate, started P2, and he's going to go into the pits now. And he's been very, very quick round here today in Austria. But he just didn't pit with everyone else. He lost his free pit stop. And you're going to see him dwindle down the order now, because everyone is grouped up. He's going to be behind the Mercedes. He's going to be P10. Yeah, P10. P9? He's going to feel very hard done to there. It's just unfortunate for him, very, very, very unfortunate. I wonder if the medium tyres are going to be the worst tyres, and these hard runners now take these to the end and just leave the mediums in the dust. We've still got 22 laps, so the medium runners are definitely going to have to pit again. I wonder if the hard runners are. I really, really don't know what it's like round here, reverse and reverse, tyre wise. I really, really don't know. Is the safety car going to be in this lap? That is the question. Because obviously the whole pack is not bunched up. It's still going quite fast. I can only assume it is not. Because I feel like Charlie would have backed him up now. So we're going to have another lap of safety car. I don't think we'll have any more after this. So I think on the start of lap 16 we're going to get going racing again. So Sushil is your race leader, followed by Matthew Wrongson. I'm going to have to ask Matt if that's his real name after this. Bastian followed in P3. Zhou P4, your championship leader, on 3 laps younger tyres than Bastian. But Bastian's only done 1 actual lap of racing on them tyres. Or 2. 1 or 2. Laps of racing, so 2 lap tyre advantage on the pair. I don't think Bastian had wing damage. I think it was just really, really bad tyre deg from the mediums. Obviously Zhou hung it out, and he's closer to Bastian than when he started. We've got the Red Bull in 6th, Red Bull in 5th, Remeco in 6th, and the Alpine, and we've just got the notification that the safety car is in this lap. And the poor man Charlie's sitting in P7, and that safety car probably didn't come at the right time for the hard runner. But if you notice in P2, and the Red Bull's got a 10. How do you cut when a cut under a safety car? That's what I want to know. Maybe he was texting whilst driving. Anyways, we're going to get back racing here with the Alpine, who led from the front, is leading from the front now. And when is he going to go? He's going to go now. And we're back racing, and it's a very, very good getaway from Matthew, and he's going to look for it. Is he going to look for it on the first corner? He's not. He's just letting him know he's firing a warning shot. He is going to invalidate there though. That is definitely a track limits warning. Ignore the yellow flag in the top left because we are now racing. And there is a lot of penalties in that order. And Charlie's going to make a move on Remeco further back. He gets the move done. Into P6. But let's look now. Zhou, 8 tenths going into 9. No, it's going to be 8 tenths away. So I wonder if his setup makes him faster in the corners but slower on the straights. It's working for him now because he's jumped from P7 to P4. But I wouldn't count Charlie out of this, because as you look, and Vries has got a move done on Matthew, and Zhou's looking for it as well. Zhou is looking for the move. Matthew is holding the left. Vries concedes the positions. I don't know what that was for. Maybe he overtook. I have no idea. DRS is now enabled on this lap, obviously. The lap after the safety car, DRS is now enabled. I really have no idea what went on there with the Dutchman. Zolf. Bash is not going to be happy because Zolf has got 9 seconds of penalties now, if I remember rightly. So that is not good. Leo, I think Leo's got about 16 seconds of penalties. So we're going to have a look at the penalty order. Yeah, 16 seconds. Zolf with 9. Charlie with 3. And Charlie's a very fast driver. He's very, very clean. We're going to just tyres and the interval here. From the leader, Sushil 2 seconds clear. A full minute ahead of the back marker. So I can only presume the Williams was a lap down. And Charlie makes a move, speak of the devil, makes a move on the Red Bull. And he's now going to be chasing down Vries. Fastest lap with the Alpine, followed by the Aston Martin. So the Aston Martin laying down some groundwork. 2 seconds behind, obviously. We've got Zolf overtaking Remeko further back. And that's a safety car. And I wonder what the safety car has come out for. But if Matthew decided now, right, he has to pit again. There's no two ways about it. Matthew has to pit again. He's gone hard. So depending how long the safety car is out for, I can only assume it'll be, well, the pack's all bunched up still. There's not a big distance. So they'll catch the safety car up coming round this lap, and then maybe do another one, and that could be it. That could be the safety car done with by lap 20. They'll go racing lap 21. So if Matthew had a bit of bottle about him and a bit, you know, I don't know what the tyre deg is around here, but Matthew could pit again now and just hang it out for the rest of the race. But it is a short track, but there is a lot of time to lose by doing so. But we're going to go down the order. So the Alpine leading the way, was led from the start. Obviously Charlie got through, and then the safety car, Charlie just didn't box. And we've got a few people pitting, so Charlie is going to pit, and I feel like Charlie's going to whack on the hards. Yes, he is, and he's going to hang it out till the end. Bastian pitting from the hards onto the mediums. I wonder what the tyre deck's going to be like that on that. Unless he picked up damage. He might have picked up damage, and that is why he's been fading away and fixed his wing. Because we did see on lap 4 the Ferrari. Were it the Ferrari? Or it might have been Matthew. No, I don't think it was Matthew. But either way, lap 4, into the final corner, there was contact with Vries and another car. And it did look like he bumped his front wing, but there was nothing missing. There was no visible damage. Unless it was light green. There was no damage. I think we might do another lap onto the safety car, considering how outspaced the pack is. And the Haas is retired. I presumed it were in the pit lane because I didn't see it come up really. Well, Charlie, I won't count Charlie out for this, you know. I think Charlie can come back. He's shown some real pace around here. He was leading, and then he just Matthew with the reaction times there, slowing down just enough. But we're gonna go to the comments and see if there's been anything new. Bro is whispering down the mic. Bibadum. Well, unfortunately, Bibadum, I can't do much more, unfortunately, because whoever has had the Streamlabs before me has mucked about with all the settings, and I can't change it. So I can assure you my microphone is working, but they've mucked around with all the audio settings. So I'm going to have to... I've got the stream on my phone here, and when you put it on full volume, it's fine. The microphone's fine to me. So, you know, I've got the stream on my phone. The microphone's fine. But we're gonna have a look at the live chat. If anyone in here has any suggestions of who is gonna win this, please let me know. But the safety car is gonna be in, and we're gonna get back racing. A lot of weaving, a lot of warming of the tyres. I would not count Charlie out for this win again. And Matthew just getting alongside him. There was contact there. I don't think Matthew lost anything of his end plate. He hasn't. And we're going to get racing going again. Matthew, is anybody under pressure here? Charlie gets a nice getaway, and there is Zolf going off track. And the Alpine coming round. Again, that corner is full flat, but this one braking. I feel like them 10-second penalties will be revoked because I can't remember seeing any yellow flags there. Obviously, it does say safety car in the top left. We are back racing, I can assure you. It is a visual glitch. And Charlie edging closer and closer to Zolf. So you can only but feel Charlie's going to get impatient, and he has got impatient, and he's lost his end plate. He's got damage. Charlie has got damage. He's lost that left end plate, and that's going to be killer for Charlie. That Charlie showing a lot of pace around here. Let's see how much time he loses around the next lap. But the cars are behind him. You've got Remeco, who is a very, very good driver, and Charlie's going to look for the move with no end plate, and there's contact, and Charlie spun. Not as much, but it's allowed Vries to come through, as well as the Red Bull of Max Verstappen fan. But there is no safety car, I can assure you, there's no safety car. And we're just going to ride on board with Matthew here. So the race restart was absolutely fine, and the Red Bull is making the move on the Ferrari. They're going side by side, and the Ferrari just edging ahead, but the Red Bull will not give this up. But Vries Bastian's going to have a sniff. He's going to look to follow through, and he is. And Charlie's there as well, and we've got a very, very good battle in the mid-pack here. Zolf leading, but Vries now looking for a move. He's going to have to brake. Charlie through. Oh, and Charlie's hit the back of him. That's big contact. Vries getting a slide there. That was very, very big contact, but we go to the leader, and there's 3 tenths separating them, but we're going to have to go back. Charlie, a lot of damage. A lot of damage on that Alpine, and people are just swerving out the way to avoid him. It's just unfortunate. It's very, very unfortunate for Charlie, because he had a lot of pace round here. A lot of pace. And he's gonna be kicking himself after this, because he didn't pit with the rest of them on the original safety car. He did pit on the second, putting on hards, which has bettered him. It would have bettered him. I've got Bastian making a move on Zolf, and he's going to make this one stick. And so Bastian is now up to P4, chasing his contender for the championship, who is sat comfortably in P3, looking on at the front runners. And Charlie getting another 3-second penalties. So your championship leader is now P3. And Charlie, who sits P3 in the standings, can't help but feel he's thrown this one away. I like Charlie as a driver. He's very, very quick. Very, very quick, but he's also very unpredictable. I think he has a lot of favoured tracks, but he's a very, very quick driver. And Bastian getting another. We're going to have a look at these penalties, because I don't know who's got penalties. And there's the first one, and that is a big penalty for Matthew, chasing the lead. So we're going to have a look at penalties. So I think the 10-second one for Vries, so Bastian, and Max Verstappen fan, the Red Bull. I do have his name written down somewhere, but I will have a look. But I feel like them 10-second penalties might get removed, and there is a yellow flag, and it is the Williams off in sector 2 into the gravel. He's still going, bless him. Good on him. Good on him. But that 3-second penalties will not get removed for Matthew. And we've got a nice comfortable lead here. We're going to go back to the, obviously, the gap and the interval, because it helps me keep track of the battles. A nice comfortable lead for Sushil here. Not comfortable as he'd like it. Obviously, he's still got Matthew, and that's another penalty for Zolf. Still got Matthew breathing down his neck. Charlie making a move, and losing position to the Mercedes, and it's just close battling. Charlie obviously riding with damage, but not afraid to make a move. Zhou sitting nice and comfortable in your P3. Obviously championship leader, gaining 4 positions. He did start P7, But the Red Bull today, starting P12, up to P6, and he is very, very close behind, and that is the Williams off again. He's struggling out there, the Williams. But let's cut back to the front. You've got Matthew. Oh no, let's cut back here. Can he make it a what was that? That was just a lot of jitter for me. He is looking for that 7th position gained. Obviously, penalties with Zolf, he probably already has that on track. Matthew just fading away now. But he's much quicker, I feel like, in Sector 2. And Remeko getting a 3-second penalty there. He is much quicker in Sector 2, I feel. Obviously losing time here, but I feel like that 0.8 starts going into the lap. He had a big moment there, and he is going to lose. Might lose DRS on the main straight. Is he? He's in it there. He's got it through the detection point with DRS, which will help him there. And Max Verstappen fan getting the move done, or has he? We got Zolf pushing him off. I think that I don't think that were a push off from Zolf, or Darius as he's known. But that's 7 positions gained from the Red Bull. Vries edging closer to Zhou. Charlie sat P7. So as it stands now, your championship leader will still be Zhou. He currently leads by 9. I couldn't work out the standings whilst we're racing. I couldn't do that. I wish I could. I wish I had enough nous to do that. But P2, obviously Vries. So shall have an incredible race. But like I said, it starts off 0.8 through the lap. But he's got a bit more battery. The Alpine has got a bit more battery. But like I said, every lap it starts off 0.8 going down that main straight. No, 0.4 going down the main straight. And by end of Sector 2 it's 0.8 every lap. So unless it's just dirty air, I don't know. And and it's the Williams again, going for a spin. I love the fact that he's sticking it out though. There are points, I'm pretty sure, for P11. And Matthew having to pit again, which is going to cost him, because I feel like the rest of them are going to hang it out. And Charlie gains a valuable place and going for. He's got another one. He's overtook Zolf, and Zolf going off track to keep pace, rejoining nicely. Yeah, that was definitely a track limits there, because he did gain a lot of pace doing that, but got dirty tyres. But my driver of the day so far has to be the Red Bull. He has gained so many places, and he's obviously he's got 10-second penalties, but the Mercedes is going to jump up a lot. But if he can edge out 4 seconds to the damaged Alpine, obviously only missing an M plate, so he can still compete. But it is a good chunk different. But he's where's position? He's gained 8 places. Yeah, he has the 10-second. But if I remember rightly, that were for ignoring yellow flags, the same as Bastian. But I feel like that might get removed. I don't know, because 2 of them both got it. So I can only help but feel it would get removed if 2 of them both got it. They're both done the same thing. Accidental, maybe. Coincidental, maybe. 3 seconds for the Mercedes, which does help the Red Bull in P4. And there's a yellow flag in Sector 1. Is that the Williams just letting people go? I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Letting people go. But yeah, we have panned to the Red Bull a few times during this race. Is he going to look for another move? He's up to P3. That's now 9 positions gained from the Red Bull. That is phenomenal. That is absolutely brilliant. And Vries ain't going to like that. because Breeze is challenging Zhou, who sits a comfortable P2 and your leader a comfortable P1. Well, I tell you what, there's 3 drivers without penalties, and one of them's this Williams right here. He might be dead last. Oh, and Matthew's going to gain a place because the Mercedes is pitting. And he's going to set the fastest lap, so that is an extra point. We do the extra point in ERO for the fastest lap. But I think Bastian's going to feel a bit... His tyres are very, very... Like, as you can see, they have degraded. So the hard tyre is a lot better. But if you look at the tyre life, obviously, granted, give or take, 4 laps. No, I'd say 2. 2 racing laps. But the Red Bull could challenge for a P2 here. He's 3.7. You have got Joe, who's very quick, and another position gained by Matthew. And we're going to cut to it here, because is he going to look for a move back? He's not. So Matthew up to P7. He has got the best tyres, and he is going to be looking for Zolf, and I'll predict lap 31 come the end of it. Well, come the end of this lap, he will have caught up Zolf, because Zolf is struggling today. Charlie looking for Bastian. See, Bastian and Charlie, I raced with them both last week, and they are very, very quick drivers and very, very clean. So a battle between these two should be absolutely brilliant. And that's another track limits for Matthew, who I said by the end of this lap will have caught Darius. And he will have, but he's got another 3 seconds. I'm pretty sure Darius has quite a lot of penalties. He does. So we're just going to ignore the tyre life and just look at the penalties. P1 and P2, exceptionally clean. We're going to look at exceptionally clean at the front. I'm not going to press pause and have a look how many warnings they've got. I assume it's 2. To not get any warnings on this track is absolutely unheard of, especially when racing. Well, the racing quality, because the racing quality is very, very good, but people look, and we're going to get the battle here. We are getting the battle. I did say by the end of lap 31, I was right, and Matthew's just gonna look for it. He's just letting Darius know he's there. He's gonna run wide. He's gonna put on the overtake. Is he gonna look for a move coming out of this corner? You've got to remember he's on the faster tyres. He's gonna need this move sooner rather than later. But Darius will not hold it out, and Matthew's going wide. I think that was just to avoid a collision there. So Zov stays ahead. 18 seconds of penalties. Charlie, oh, and that's a great corner for Matthew there. And he does get past the Ferrari. Is the Ferrari going to look for a move into this corner? He's not. I think he's realised that he's been done there by tyres. And hey, Matthew's a good driver. It might not have been the tyres. It might have just been pure quality from Matthew. But look at him, sat P3, 10 seconds penalties, he won't care. I think your net P3 is this man right here. He's got a front end plate missing. As you can see, that front left end plate still missing. But your net P3, Charlie. So Charlie will jump Bastian in the standings. By how many points, I don't know. Zhou will extend his lead at the top. You've got the Polishman leading very comfortably. Very, very comfortably for the Polishman up front. We've got the British driver sat right in front of us in the Alpine, the French Alpine, the old Renault, or Renault, however you want to call it. I don't know if Charlie's going to make the move here, because he is vulnerable to Matthew, sat P6, but after penalties, you've got, see, again, I don't know if that 10-second penalty is going to get removed. I can only assume, I'm just going to, off the basis it's not, you've got Charlie sat P3, and you've got Matthew chasing Charlie down, and he's hunting. He's on the fresher tyres, the better tyres. And the race leader just extending his lead. He's just nice and comfortable out up front. We'll just cut to him quickly. Just nice and comfortable. He's probably just sat there at his wheel smiling, you know. You never know. He might be having a glass of vodka. He's just very comfortable out front. And Bastian losing DRS to the Red Bull. But the Red Bull has closed down a second in the last 2 laps to the Ferrari of Zhao. And he's one of the... Like, we've cut to him a few times. He's been in the battles, don't get me wrong. But has his pace just been just outright better than everyone's around him? I don't know. And Charlie makes the move on Bastian. So Charlie is sat at net P3. Currently. I'm dead sure the Red Bull was involved with Bastian for ignoring yellow flags. So Charlie is going to hunt down this Red Bull. Either way. But he is your net P3. But I wouldn't count out Zolf. Zolf taking it into the 20s now with penalties. Poor man. The Irishman is not going to be happy. And yeah, it's just been... Obviously, the reverse track, a mystery track by the way, so unless you're a donator, you do not find out the track until you are in it. You have no idea, no clue what the track is. I don't think there's a stream for F4 today. So we've got one more final lap when Sujal crosses that line. One final lap, leading the way. Zhou. Oh, and here we go. Here goes Matthew, alongside. So that's Bastian losing another place. Charlie will be buzzing with that. But it does set Matthew under the way for Charlie, who has gained time to the Red Bull. So is he going to look to get it done on track rather than wait for penalties to kick in? With Charlie, I feel like he would go for it. He's very, very quick, very good driver. Aggressive, no, unless needed to be. That is my understanding of his driving. Zushel just leading out front. Charlie going wide. Grass, I feel like he stayed wide there to avoid track limits. I could be wrong though. It's still looking about 1 second, yeah, 1.2. So the Red Bull, they've both got the same amount of battery here. So they both got the same amount of battery here. So it's going to be a very, very interesting shape up this final lap. And we're just going to watch the Alpine. I'll keep an eye on the timings to see if anyone's going to make a dive bomb, but I can only assume there's going to be no positions gained here unless there is a spin. And it's the Polishman. He's going to take the final corner. He's outclassed everyone today. Strategy has not come involved. The Polishman's just been absolutely clean as you like and done the business on track. And the Ferrari extending his lead at the top, coming P2. There is a yellow flag in Sector 2. The 10-second penalty, obviously, coming into play there with the Red Bull. So Charlie is your net P3. Absolutely buzzing for the Alpines there. It's a 1-3 for the Alpines, a double podium. The constructors are going to be very, very happy with that. Matthew, his first race in F5, coming to P4. Yeah, the hard strategy going on to mediums, it worked. It worked very well for him. But my driver, it's got to be this man. Coming P5, probably coming P3 on track. Came P3 on track. I wonder if the 10-second penalty is going to get removed. We'll find out, and I'll let you know next week. We're just waiting for the Williams to cross that line, and he's going to do it now. And that is the end of F5 for today. The Polishman outclassing everyone up the front of field. Zhou extending his lead by the championship. Bastian having a few moments. I don't know if it were tyre deg, because Bastian's a very, very quick driver and a very good driver. He races in F4 as well as F5. So he is very, very quick. So I wonder if the few moments just cost him. We're going to watch the Alpine celebrate here. The Polishman joined on step by his teammate, the British Charlie Roberts. You've got Zhou P2 extending his lead at the top. And it were a great race to watch. Obviously the mystery track. So no one knew. what the track were going to be, unless, like I said, they are a donator. They find out an hour before. But I think it just shows quality. The driving standards were very, very good. I mean, the penalties aside, Austria's just a track where you are going to pick up the odd penalty. I mean, the Irishman picking up 21 seconds is a different story. I think he had his left eye shut for that race. I think that might have been it. But we are going to have a 1-3 for the Alpines, extending their lead at the top of the cherry. Some valuable points for the Racing Bulls there. Like I said, Bastian and Remeco have got a very good outfit for the Racing Bulls. A very, very good outfit for the Racing Bulls there. We're just going to cut to the... Where is it? Pre-race. We don't need a pre-race rundown. It's the post-race rundown that we're missing. We cannot have the standings showing. But we'll just cut to this screen here. But it were a very, very, very good race from everyone involved. I feel like the penalties, I think that's what you're going to get with a mystery track. You are going to have... It's just unfamiliar for people, especially reverse. Matthew saying he would have got P3 if it weren't for Zolf. But I wonder if that man Jordan is still racing around his own track. But I'd love to know if the 10-second penalties for the Max Verstappen fan will get rescinded, and he will get that deserved podium, because that will be 9 positions gained from today. And that is going to be it. That is your F5, round 5 mystery track done. And thank you for everyone joining us today. Bashi is going to be very, very disappointed. I presume Zolf is his friend. 21 seconds penalty for Zolf. Next week we will have a pre-race rundown and we will talk about the current standings. But leading the way is the Portugueseman, João, finishing a comfortable P2 today. He is leading the way. He's leading the charge for that F5 title. And it's just a very, very good quality of league. There's not out and out top dogs. Obviously you've got your leaders, don't get me wrong, but just everyone comes to fight, and it is brilliant to watch. I do like to see it. But that is going to be it. So just quickly before I go, P1, the Polishman, Sushi. I'm going to call him Sushi. P2, the Portugueseman in João, and the Brit, Charlie, on track P3. And that is going to be it for F5, so thank you everyone for tuning in. It was a brilliant race. Penalties aside, I'm going to speak to Zolf after this. I want to find out what was going on. Maybe his left eye was glued shut. You never know. 21 seconds penalties. But my driver of the day will be the Red Bull of Max Verstappen fan, because that was quality, just pure quality. Getting 9 positions on track. I know he lost, I think it was 2, so I think he finished P5. But 9 positions gained on track with 2 safety cars was phenomenal. But that is going to be it for F5. Thank you all for tuning in. It was a great race. Congratulations to the podiums and the extension of his title, João, and the Polishman for winning, and Charlie for battling on with that broken end plate. It was brilliant. So thank you all for watching.